Algebra 1, Section 4.1, inequalities and their graphs. Quick definition for you, a solution of an inequality is any number that makes the inequality true. The solution, and I say a solution because there will almost always be infinitely many solutions with these inequalities that we do, but a singular solution is one that just makes it true. You put it in and it makes it work, just like an equation, except different. So here we go. Hopefully this is not new information for you, but if it is, that's okay. You just need to catch up to where I'm at as I explain this. You should know by sight that this is less than. You should know by sight that this is greater than. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. I'm sure you had a teacher that used to draw teeth on these things, right? I had that teacher too. And we are past that now. I'm not going to be drawing any teeth except for what I just did there. We need to be able to look at that, and when I see x is greater than 3, I need to know by just looking at that that's greater than. The teeth thing, that was a great way to learn it, but in algebra we need to be able to know these by sight. Of course, or equal to means include the number. If it doesn't have an or equal to, then it doesn't include that number. Okay. Now with that, let's look at some examples. Is each number a solution of x is greater than or equal to 5? So again, it's a solution if it makes it true. If I plug -2 in for x, is it true that -2 is greater than or equal to 5? No, not a solution. What about 10? Plug in 10 for x. 10 is greater than or equal to 5. Yes, it is. What about 25/5? Now, by the way, when we say greater than or equal to, the word or is slightly important there because it either needs to be one or the other. Is it greater than or equal to? One or the other. Well, 25 over 5 is 5. So is 5 greater than 5? No, but 5 is equal to 5. So is it greater than or equal to 5? Yes, it's equal to. So the answer is yes. Is each number a solution of 3 plus 2x is less than 8? Now, in a section or two, we'll be solving these types of inequalities, but right now we're just wondering about plugging it in. So I plug -2 in for x there, you're going to have 3 plus 2 times -2, wondering if that's less than 8. You can even do the question mark thing like I've done before. Is this true? Okay, well, this is -4, so this is really like saying 3 minus 4. And 3 minus 4 is -1. Is -1 less than 8? Yes, it is. So -2 is a solution. What about 3? 3 plus 2 times 3, plugging 3 in for x, wondering if that's less than 8. Well, this is 6, so 3 plus 6, which is going to be 9. Is 9 less than 8? No. And that's the second example. Okay, now, graphing. When we graph, a couple things that I just would like to get out there. Number one, when it's less than or greater than, you want to leave an open circle on the point. By the way, graphing until further notice means graph on a number line. Yes, we will do the coordinate grid at some point this year, but right now we're talking number line. And if it's less than or greater than, you want to use an open circle as if to say, don't include this number, but then do include everything that's on one side or the other. If it's or equal to, then you fill the circle in. Okay, I'm about to demonstrate that for you. Secondly, I would really encourage you to do as they have here when you express an answer like this: variable, inequality symbol, number from left to right. Not the way they have it here, not number, inequality symbol, variable. Because if you do it this way, variable, inequality symbol, number, this symbol points in the direction that you should shade. Do you see that like an arrow? I see less than, and I see it like an arrow pointing to the left. And it's pointing in the direction that you're going to shade on the number line. So your number line then, and I require 2 numbers on a number line for a scale. If you can include 0, let that be one of them. If it's at all convenient to use 0, that's what I'd like you to use. And if I put a 5 at the 5th one, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or if I had put a 4 at the 4th one or an 8 at the 8th one, just 2 numbers. 2 numbers will tell me what the scale is. If I put a 10 at this one, you know I'm going by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If If I put a 50 here, I'd be going by tens. Okay, but I'm going by ones. And 3, there's going to be an open circle at 3, and you're going to shade to the left because that's pointing to the left. Now, I know there are about 4 different ways that teachers will teach this, and if you like to put this on the number line, that's fine. Make sure that your circle is big enough that it doesn't look like it got filled in by the tick mark there if you're going to put it on the number line, and make sure that you shade it so that I can see it. You know, I've had sometimes students that'll do this. It's like there, and then they just kind of trace it. I can hardly tell that they even did anything there. So really make it pronounced, like scribble on it, and fill in the arrow. That indicates to me that you know that it continues past that, okay? Or better yet, just do what I'm doing up above. I like the up above. It's really clear that way. Put an arrow on it. This, like I said, I don't like the way they've expressed this. I would turn this around. And when you turn it around, yes, this inequality symbol turns around. This, you could even read this right to left, and it says G is less than or equal to -3. Now that's the greater than or equal to symbol. But when I read it right to left, it's G is less than or equal to -3. That's why I can write that here. And then on a number line, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, here's -3. If you want to put another number in there, you can. But the point, I guess, is you don't need to label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, just a few numbers, at least 2. And -3 is here. We want to fill that circle in because we're including -3. It's less than or equal to -3, and shading this way. Come on. Okay. Now we're being given the number line and asked to write an inequality for it. And here again, it's really convenient when what I said to you before about the way it points. So here you have, let's just use x. X is less than 2. Here's 2, open circle, so not or equal to, and less than because it's going to the left. Here you have, I'm just going to use x for all of them. X is less than -3. Here you have x is greater than -2. And what does that look like? Does it look like a half? It's pretty close to halfway between 0 and 1, so that would be 1/2. X is greater than 1/2. Oh, I messed up on that one. I think I said it, I didn't write it though. Or equal to. -1 for me. I'm not going back and redoing the video because I made a mistake though. All right, last one. It says define a variable and write an inequality for each situation. You've had this directive before to define a variable. I don't need you to define a variable. Pick a letter. You know, you just pick a letter and you're going to use that. And it says a speed that violates the law when the speed limit is 55 miles per hour. Now, you know, 72 is a violation, but it's not the only one, right? 71, 70, 56, 56.29. All of these speeds violate the speed limit. So this is an inequality situation. This is why the world needs inequalities, okay? And is it okay? Here's the thing. If the speed limit is 55 miles an hour, is it okay to go exactly 55? Yes. Now, I know the reality of it. If you go 56, 57, 58, the cops don't pull you over. That's not what I'm talking about. But technically, if you are going over 55, even if it's just a little bit, you're breaking the law. The speed limit is up to and including 55. So if you're breaking the law, then I'll use V for violation is greater than 55, right? Not or equal to, because if you're going exactly 55, you're not breaking the law. The speed that violates the law is one that's above 55. How about the second example? A job that pays at least $500 a month, okay? So let's use P for pay. At least $500 per month. That would be inclusive of the 500. If I make exactly 500, then I have a job that makes at least 500. So you should hear the inequality and the or equal to in that example. A job that pays at least $500 a month. Yeah, they use V and P also. It's a good idea. Okay, thanks for tuning in.